Why you need to mine the gold in your database. There's a quiet week coming up. You can feel it. The bays are probably going to be half empty. The techs might start walking around looking for something to do, and you already know what you're going to do about it. You're going to throw some money at Facebook, maybe. You're going to boost a post. Maybe you're going to run a special to pull a few fresh cars in through the door. You're going to do whatever you can do to get some new customers in. But here's what that instinct is actually doing. Chasing strangers is the most expensive, the slowest, and the lowest trust way there is to fill your auto repair shop. And every dollar that you spend hunting new customers is a dollar that you're not spending on the people who already know who you are. They already trust you. And most importantly, they've already paid you for work they've had done by you before. Now, this isn't a lead problem, it's a database problem. And the most profitable customers you'll get this year aren't out there somewhere. They're already sitting inside your system. And you're probably driving straight past them to go and chase strangers. Now, in a minute, I'm going to show you 3 places that gold is hiding in your auto repair business and why every one of them is cheaper to mine than anything you'll ever buy. Now, if you're not already in it, we run a free Facebook group called Your Profitable Auto Repair Shop. It's a free Facebook group full of owners like you who are working on problems exactly like this. The link's in the description box. Go ahead, request to join, and we'll see you inside there. Now, let's start with why chasing new customers feels like the right move. Because a fresh car through the door, right, feels like growth. It's a new customer, the car's visible, usually probably feels a little bit exciting, right? But here's what it actually costs you. Now, every customer sits on a scale somewhere from cold to hot. Down the cold end, you've got a stranger, right? This is someone who's never heard of you. They don't know you. They don't trust you. They have no reason to pick you over the shop down the road. In the middle, we've got the warm customer, right? This is someone who's been with you before. They've brought their vehicle into you in the past. They know who you are, right? They've paid you, but they just haven't been back in a while. And up this end, the hot end, we've got a current customer, someone who's in your business right now. You've seen them recently. They absolutely know who you are. But more importantly, they know you, they like you, and they trust you. And they would say yes to more from you if you actually offered it. Now, here's the tax, right? The cold customer. Well, it actually costs more to find them and win them because a stranger costs you the most in ad spend, in discounts, in time to build the relationship. Because it's the trust that you need to that you need to build from zero to, oh yeah, this is my mechanic. And study after study shows that it costs 5 to 7 times more to win a new customer than it does to bring back a customer that you already have. So where does nearly every owner spend their marketing money? Well, they spend it right down here at the cold end, right? On strangers, on the most expensive customer that there actually is. And meanwhile, at the warm end, the people who already know who you are and what you do, well, they often just sit there ignored, not because they wouldn't come back, but because nobody ever asked them to come back. And this is what we call the stranger tax, right? You're paying full price. You're investing the most amount of money on a gamble, on a bet, on a hunch for the hardest customers to win. While the easy ones sit idle, sit uncontacted, somewhere inside your system, somewhere inside your database. So if the gold is already in your database, well, where exactly is it? Well, it turns out there are 3 seams. There's 3 places where the gold is hiding. And all three of these seams are cheaper to you and cheaper to work than trying to win over a single stranger. Now, the first seam is the customers you already have, right? They're the customers who've gone quiet. They were coming in, then somehow they just drifted off. Maybe they moved house, maybe they got busy, maybe they went somewhere closer one time, but they never, whatever they did, it just seems they haven't come back to you. Now, they're not angry. They didn't fire you. Most likely they probably just forgot that you were there. Um, and most auto repair shops have hundreds of these types of customers sitting inside their system. And all that's required to reactivate those customers is a simple reminder. Something like, we've missed you, your car's probably due. And that actually brings a chunk of them back in straight away. That is reactivation. Now let's look at the second seam, because the second seam is the customers you've already got, but they're doing less with you than they probably could. So it's the bloke that brings you in his it brings you his work ute, but takes the family car to the dealer, right? It's the customer who keeps putting off the work that you flagged for them 6 months ago. They're already in front of you. You just have to have the conversation with them, and the conversation is something like, "Hey, we've noticed that you haven't brought your car in, or we've noticed that your wife brought in whatever the other vehicle was, last time." That is ascension. It's just a simple observation. And the third seam, well, this is all of your happy customers who would gladly send you in all of their mates if you ever ask them to do so. And here's the thing, you probably never ask. Like, you do great work, you're a skilled tech, fantastic mechanic, and you're just a downright nice person. They mean to tell someone, but life gets in the way and they forget to mention you to all of their friends, so it never happens. And one simple ask turns your best customers into your best salespeople. And you simply, it's a conversation that goes, "Hey, we were wondering if you know one or two other people who might like to experience the same, who might like to bring their cars into us and be a part of our whatever, our customer base here, our family here, our community here." Okay, that is referral or word of mouth. One difference though, with a referral, there is an understanding that you are sharing the quality of the customer you might be getting. But word of mouth, when people just tell anyone about you, that actually reduces the quality. When you ask people refer you to people that they like, there's a trust transfer. That's super important. So the three seams we've got, right, is reactivate, ascend, and refer. And notice that you haven't spent a single dollar on advertising from any one of those seams, because every one of the people in those seams are people you already know. They trust you, and that's where the gold is. Now, in a minute, I'm going to give you 3 questions that will show you exactly how much gold is sitting in your database right now. But now, working these 3 seams in the right order, without it feeling like you're pestering people, well, that's actually a system. And in our world, in the Workshop Whisper, in the engine room, we call that training the database jumpstart. It's one of the very first things that we put in front of auto repair shop owners when they jump inside the engine room, because it fills their shop fast before they go and spend a single cent on ads or any other paid form of advertising. But more on that at the end. So let's make this real. Here's what I want you to take away from this episode, right? You are mining strangers while you're standing on a gold mine. I sat down with one of our engine room members who was about to drop a couple of grand, like $2,000, on a bunch of Facebook ads. to try and help get himself through, a slow patch, which every single business has. But before he did that, I asked him to pull out his customer list, like every single name that he had inside his system, and he had over 800 customers who had not been back in for more than a year. Like 800. That's a lot. So he didn't need new customers. He was actually sitting on more work than he could possibly handle without having to work hard to build a relationship with a stranger. He just hadn't spoken to these customers in some time. So here's the 3 questions for you to consider before you go and spend a single cent on marketing. How many customers are in your system right now who haven't been back in over 12 months? If you don't know, then that number is the size of your first seam. That's the number of customers to reactivate. Go and find it this week. Question 2 is, when was the last time you asked a happy customer for a referral? Not sit there hoping for one, wishing for one, waiting for one, but actually ask a happy customer. If you can't remember, then that's a whole seam that you've never touched. And question 3, your best customers, your gold from a previous episode that we've done. The one where we talked about customers who don't require a lot of your time, but pay full price the first time, right? Those gold customers, are they bringing you every vehicle that they own? Or is it just one of their vehicles that they own? Because the gap between one car and all of their cars is ascension, and it's sitting there right inside your customer list. And this is exactly the kind of work that we do with owners inside the engine room. Like, we take the database that they already own, the list of names that they've spent years and years and years building a trusted relationship built on their knowledge, their skills, their experience, their wisdom in fixing the problems that their customers can't, and we turn it into booked work before they spend anything on ads. So here's the shift for you to take from this training. Chase strangers, and you are going to pay the absolute most to win a customer who trusts you the least. But if you work your database, then you're going to get the most profitable work that you'll do all year from people who already trust you. The gold isn't out in the market, it's already in your shop. Stop hunting and start mining. Now, if this episode has you thinking differently about your auto repair business, and you want to see how we help auto repair shop owners escape overwork and build businesses that don't depend on them to run, click the links in the description box below. There's no pressure to do anything. You'll absolutely get no sales call from a random salesperson who you don't know, don't like, and don't trust. You'll just get a bunch of clear information to help you decide if now is the right time and we might be the right fit to help you with your auto repair shop. And I'll see you on the next episode of the A Grade Auto Repair Shop Show.